Absolutely going to testify. I won't even say his name. He is an evil being and is going to pay. I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
The courtroom fell silent as Diddy's composed facade suddenly cracked. His fists clenched, his jaw tightened, and everyone present could feel the tension escalate when Justin Bieber's name echoed through the room. What you're about to witness is the exact moment when Diddy lost control during day 2 of the trial, right after learning that Justin Bieber had publicly declared his support for Cassie. The security had to step in, and what happened next shocked even the judge.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%. Yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark. So I'm very, very grateful to have influences in my life that have played a huge part in me seeing their relationship with Jesus and their relationship with their wives and their relationship with their kids and saying, that's what I want. But I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully, but yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters and
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful...
Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie For the Times of Their Lives? Like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full.
Young Justin Bieber, who was signed by Usher, involved with Scooter Braun. Now, all of a sudden, he's being put in the hands of Diddy, who, it is true, he became the legal guardian for Usher. You can look up all of the allegations of what Diddy did. The allegations are essentially that Diddy very much initiated Usher. As we are going through these lawsuits and Diddy is in prison, we are recognizing that everybody knew. This was an open secret about what Diddy was doing. So it just begs the question, who allowed Justin Bieber to be in the presence of this man, knowing what he was up to, allegedly up to? That seems to be very clear.
Day 2 started with this weird calm in the courtroom. Diddy walked in surrounded by his expensive legal team, acting all confident. But if you looked closely at his eyes, something was just off. He kept scanning the room like he was looking for someone who might jump out at him. Security wasn't normal that morning either. They added extra guards near Diddy's table, not the usual setup for a celebrity trial. One guard stood directly behind his chair, another by the aisle. It's almost like they got a tip that something might go down. Then Cassie walked in and everyone's heads turned. She wore this simple black dress with a white collar. Nothing flashy, but it made a statement. Her friends formed this protective circle around her, walking her to her seat like bodyguards. The contrast was clear. Diddy with paid security, Cassie with loyal friends. The really interesting part? Diddy couldn't stop checking his phone. He kept pulling it out, scrolling with his thumb, then his face would get darker each time. At one point, his lawyer actually had to reach over and take it from him. That's when I noticed Diddy's hand was shaking. Meanwhile, the prosecution team was acting super weird. They kept passing notes and whispering behind folders. One prosecutor would show something on her tablet to another, and they'd both nod like they just got the final piece of a puzzle. They knew something big was coming. Diddy's main lawyer tried calming him down at least 3 times before the judge even arrived. He'd lean over, say something in Diddy's ear, and put his hand on Diddy's shoulder. But Diddy wasn't having it. He shrugged the guy off every time, once so hard that the lawyer actually had to steady himself on the table. When the judge walked in, her face told the whole story. On day 1, she was all business but relaxed. Today, she looked like a principal who just got told the troublemaker was planning something bad. Diddy's table, and she whispered something to her clerk that made him nod and pick up his phone. What nobody in that room knew yet was that Diddy had seen something on social media just minutes before court started. Something that would make him completely lose it in front of everyone. His team tried to hide his phone, but it was too late. He'd already seen what Justin Bieber posted. The bailiff called everyone to order, and you could feel the tension building with every word. The jurors must have felt it too because they kept looking at each other, confused about why everyone seemed on edge. One juror even asked for water, her hand visibly shaking as she took the cup. Diddy sat there, his leg bouncing under the table, a vein in his forehead starting to show. His lawyer kept placing legal papers in front of him, trying to distract him, but Diddy just pushed them away. He stared straight ahead, his breathing getting heavier by the minute. It was like watching someone try to hold back an explosion. The whole room knew something was about to happen. We just didn't know what would set him off or how bad it would be when it did. The clock on the wall seemed to tick louder as everyone waited for the inevitable. Diddy's perfect image was about to shatter in front of the entire courtroom.
Yeah. So, yeah. I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So, yeah, if she ever needs me, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, you know, and like.
It's like taking a kid and putting a kid in a room full of nothing but sweets.
Right.
And just saying, I'll be back in 2 days.
Exactly. I just want people to understand, like, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems in my life. So.
Meantime, let's talk about the fact that Combs' co-defendant in a civil case, a case, by the way, that accuses him and this co-defendant, another A-lister, of rape. This guy is once again slamming the attorney behind the case, insisting that he be sanctioned for allegedly not doing his job. We're talking, of course, about Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z, once again calling out attorney Tony Busby, calling out his character, more specifically into question, claiming that the Texas attorney's filings have, quote, substantial. Now, we've talked about this before, but basically, a civil lawsuit was filed against Sean Combs on behalf of a Jane Doe who says that she was raped by Combs and another celebrity at a home after the Video Music Awards in 2000.
While everyone focused on the drama in court, something huge happened online. Justin Bieber dropped a social media bomb that nobody saw coming. Right in the middle of trial proceedings, Bieber posted a statement supporting Cassie that sent shockwaves through the music industry and into that courtroom. The whole thing hit especially hard because Bieber and Diddy go way back. Remember those videos of teenage Bieber hanging out at Diddy's parties? Diddy used to call himself Justin's mentor and big brother. He even bragged about helping shape Bieber's career. That history made this public statement feel like the ultimate betrayal. This wasn't some vague, sending love and support message either. Bieber got specific. He wrote about being at industry parties where he personally witnessed Diddy's behavior toward Cassie. He mentioned seeing Diddy grab Cassie's arm too hard at an after-party in 2015. He described Diddy cutting Cassie off mid-sentence and speaking for her during interviews. These weren't rumors. These were first-hand observations. During the first court recess, the post spread like wildfire. People in the courthouse hallways huddled in groups, showing each other their phones. One court officer had to remind everyone to turn their devices off before re-entering. Legal assistants printed screenshots for attorneys to review. Even some jurors looked confused by all the hallway whispers, clearly sensing something major had happened. The post included this powerful old photo that spoke volumes. It showed Bieber and Cassie at some music event from years ago, both smiling. But if you looked at Cassie's eyes, there was something there. Bieber's caption said he'd always respected Cassie's strength and was sorry I didn't speak up sooner. For Diddy, the timing couldn't have been worse. Bieber's 270 million followers saw that post within minutes. News sites were already running headlines. This wasn't just celebrity gossip anymore. This was a massive star with credibility taking a clear side during an active trial.